Okay, I'm gonna go on the record here. One of my favorite vloggers, Adam Lou, died last week or two. And although I never met him, it's kind of interesting how you get to know somebody over time. But again, I guess I wanted to start maybe making my own videos. I bought an oatmeal, or I'm sorry, a long meal, 30 by 30 off of Facebook Marketplace. And although, I paid about half of what it costs for a new long mill, and I'm just playing around. I wanted to make a dome surface with this, so like not really 3D, well 3D, but 2.5D, where I could do a surface graphic. And I made it, the graphic actually CW3D CAD, and then brought it into Vectric and did the fast or the rough cut and the final cut with Vectric software. And then brought it into my alt mill, and using the alt mill G sender, sent it to the alt mill. Everything's kind of in disarray because it needed to be put back together. I slapped it together a few weeks ago, and just it's looking nothing like I want it to look like. But I thought maybe I'd just vlog about it and maybe show some things when it comes to clamping. He didn't have the guy I bought it from, he's a real nice guy, but I didn't have the wasteboard in here anymore, so I have to make new wasteboards. I really wanted to just get cutting with it as soon as I could. And then he made these clamps, which they work pretty good. They're nice and small. Well, I went ahead and bought some bigger 2-track clamps, and they're big enough. They really are obtrusive in here. They're like 1.5 inches wide, about 6 inches long, and they're just these big bulky knobs, and it just didn't seem worth the money to do that. Now maybe I'll show some cuts, but earlier I was playing around. I like the company here, the adjustable, this off of, bought them off Amazon because I could get them quicker than other places that have the same thing. The thing's just huge. They came in the mail. They're from China. I don't mean that in a negative way that it sounds, but they didn't wrap them. If you want nice looking tools, without edges dinked up, why would you not wrap them all and let me mess them up? When you buy something new, and it wasn't expensive per se, but it doesn't really matter in my eyes, so I buy something. Anyway, let me get back to what I was saying. My first start was a company I liked years ago, was Rockford Fosgate. When I was a kid, I made a Rockford Fosgate, the real word Rockford Fosgate. I made a hand-built wood inlaid product. I literally made the Rockford Fosgate. I drew it on a CAD system that we had where I worked when I was a kid. I plotted it out on the plotter, and I transferred all that graphic to the wood, and then I hand routed it. I routed it out, the depth of it, and routed a border around it, an outline. And I'll show it to you sometime. So I thought, well, I'll just start with that, do something kind of cool like that. So that's where it led to my trials. This is one thing I guess I wanted to bring up. The Makita router, great router, runs really good. No real big deal, but the collet only comes with a 1/4 inch. It only comes with a 1/4 inch collet. So if you buy a smaller bit, an 1/8 inch bit, doesn't fit in the router. Shame on me, no one told me this. So I've got some collet spacers on the way. I bought, I think, 12 of them from Amazon for $11, or you can go to other places and buy them for two of them for the same price. I mean, I know you got to make money, but come on. Because they were charging shipping too, so it's 12 plus shipping. Anyway, I found an 1/8 inch straight bit from Lowe's, just a Bosch straight cut bit, not a round, not a ball end, if you know what I'm talking about. To cut this, just looks a little bit sharper. Now you're not like on the real logo; these edges are straight. So unless you get a really fine bit or go back and hand chisel those out, you're not going to have that real tight radius. You're going to have a radius in these edges wherever your bit stops. That's just the way the cookie crumbles, is what my mama used to say. Now, hopefully, some of you that don't know what a rounded tip bit is versus a straight bit, well, let me show you. Hang on. So this is a straight bit. A ball end mill, the end is round. So if you don't know, sorry I don't have one in front of me, but I don't. A ball end mill or a ball, it's just what it is. It's a spherical type cut at the end. So when you're cutting through, let me see if I can get a macro on this somehow. When you're cutting through the wood, you actually could have a radius at the end, and that's really good for when you're doing contouring. Now, I'm not a machinist. That's not my trade. I've been in the design. I've done design work for over 30 years for major appliance companies and a couple other companies, and now I'm working on, I do tooling for plastic parts, which is new, and it's really kind of fun. But I really wanted to get into CNC woodworking just to, I don't know, I really like the precision of it. Now, I bought a long mill first. My wife said, why don't you buy something a little lower cost and then get your feet wet and then buy the one you want. Because ultimately, I want an alt mill because it's reasonably priced for right now, and hopefully by the time I get to where I want to buy one, I'll be under $10,000, and you'll be able to buy one and then hopefully sell this and get some money out of it. And I plan on making some changes to it as well. My plan on this is to definitely build a little bit nicer workbench. Where I'm working at right now is really small too. I'm even thinking of putting this so I can put it vertically, essentially, to be able to kind of get it out of the way when it's not running. Like right now, there's no reason to have anything on it and not have it out. But it's just that and time, you know, when you're busy and you make time for things you want to do. And I can tell you now, in my private life, there's other things that are a little more priority than me working on my CNC. But the other aspect too is making what designs I want to make. I started with the Rockford Fosgate symbol. It's trademarked by Rockford Fosgate. They own it. I'm not selling this. I'm not gonna sell it. It's just for me. And to make great amps for cars. When I was younger, which was a long time ago, when I bought my first Rockford Fosgate, it was definitely worth the money I spent compared with others who spent more on other branded equipment. Now, if I went against a Rockford Fosgate, I probably would have lost. I had a small Rockford Fosgate. My ears ring today because of it. Not proud of it, but it was a good thing. Well, here is the long mill. It's dirty right now. It was pretty clean earlier today. Just reading a vlog or listening to a vlog where the guy's like, you got to start somewhere. So we're going to see where this goes. I don't know where it's going to go. Did some work on my car. Got a few views. If there's questions you have about the long mill, let me know. There's things I'd like to change about the long mill right now. Like, for example, the ball screws on the inside. Now, if you look over on the left side, because I've been working closer, all the buildup and garbage in here, well, you know, some of that's landing on the ball screw, you know, micro dust. And I talked to CNC Labs, and their ball screws have wipers on them. But I was kind of wondering why you wouldn't put some kind of covering on this that's retractable. And then my other question is why you don't flip these 180 degrees. And yeah, you'd have to make your Y beam longer, or your X beam longer. And it would make the overall machine bigger too. But the fact is that you keep the garbage off your ball screws. That'd be one of my questions. You know, I know they go through research and stuff, and I give them credit for that, for what it is, for the cost and all that. I'm not going to argue with them. They got a good price, especially all mills right now. The long mill's got a really good price. Well, I'm going to call this vlog for today. Think of what I can do tomorrow maybe for a little bit. And I'm going to use the words of a vlogger who's left us. And he would always end with the vlog is over. And with his vlog, I always wondered how long he would linger after he'd say the vlog is over. And sometimes he'd linger enough that he'd say it a second time. And so anyway, I'm going to see where this goes. We'll talk at you later. Bye.